All right, everyone, welcome to episode, is it 1 or 2? Episode of Podcastium, the podcast in the adventure bus. In this podcast, we're going to be talking about things in the automotive world, talking about things in life. We're going to be interviewing people. We're going to have cool guests. We're going to answer some questions, and we're going to discuss topics that the fans give us. This will be a Patreon-exclusive podcast. This first episode will also be up on YouTube, just to let people know on YouTube that I'm doing podcasts again. So it's kind of just for fun. I want to be able to interview people. I want to be able just to hang out and talk. I personally really like watching podcasts and listening to podcasts, so I wanted to put some podcasts out there if anyone likes me, likes listening to stuff. So our guests, you might have heard them in the background. We've got Booster John, we have Jerbuilt, and we have Just Pasha. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. You guys can come on in. That was the code. Welcome. So right now the setup's kind of temporary. You can tell. You might be able to see the blue tape on that GoPro.
Close the door.
Close it.
Just pull it.
The chairs are the old bus seat on a wooden block and a piece of foam on the wooden block. So it's we just wanted to do it because everyone's here now. So take a seat. Take a seat. Careful with this table. Should we put it up or down? Yeah. How are you guys feeling with this table height? You think it needs to go down?
Oh man!
How many more times?
Wait, does it move?
Wait, this table goes up and down?
Thanks,
Oh my
guys.
God.
Wait,
They made fun of me for that. I think I should turn the mic down a little bit because it was peaking. But yeah, actually, I should say that now. If there are any things that you notice that are kind of weird about the setup, let us know.
You're just gonna say my name.
Jared.
Why is Jared?
I was about to. I was
Just,
gonna be
Jared
like,
just looks really weird over there. Yeah.
so I want to start off by introducing everyone. I want everyone to talk about stuff that they're doing and update the fans on things.
Is this like the part at the end of Hot Ones where it's like this camera,
Yeah,
this
kind
camera,
of,
this
yeah.
camera? Tell them what's going on in your life.
Yes, except instead of like, I just want people to know who you are for the podcast, so they're not like, who is this person? So,
Let's start with Jared.
well, so I have a couple questions for Jared
Okay.
that I want people. So obviously, Jared has the Audi A4. A lot of people are asking where it is and what the update is. Some people. So one of the comments on Patreon, which was funny, would you ever do anything European like a BMW or Audi A4?
That is an
We are
excellent
doing an Audi
question.
A4.
And I also own a BMW,
That is also
ironically.
true.
So right now the Audi A4, it's just sitting in the back of the shop. What are you all laughing at?
I'm not laughing.
We all gotta relax
You know, it's
here
like a
for second.
super serious moment.
Yeah.
And you just can't hold your laugh.
Yeah,
Like in
I
middle
understand.
school. That's
We're not
yeah.
used to doing podcasts.
Yeah,
It's
this
just
is a
kinda
work in
awkward,
I
progress,
apologize. Continue.
I think we just gotta treat it as we're just talking to each other.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's gonna be some weird stuff,
Yeah.
man.
I'm just gonna be sitting here talking to you guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna be telling you guys about everything you already know. Caleb, you don't know where the Audi A4 is? Like,
Yeah, man,
do
what
you even
the
own
hell?
this shop? Like, come on. Audi's just chilling in back right now.
It's got some new stuff though.
Yeah, it's right there at the point pretty much of being started. So I got to wire up the starter, the alternator. I got to plug the ECU in.
Oh, you have the ECU now?
Oh yeah, dude, I literally I have everything. If there was more time today, probably would have been working on that. Hopefully this weekend. Hopefully this weekend we can get it started for first time.
And you guys, I mean, they don't even know that it has an engine. Like the last
Yeah.
update was doing the drivetrain.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. Yeah, so engine is installed. You guys will see that in the next video on it. But,
What is it?
It's a. I forget. It's so weird that people don't know this.
Yeah.
If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys already know this.
Jerbuilt.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Jerbuilt. You'll see updates a little slightly more often than you see on the
Hopefully.
channel, just slightly more. But yeah, it's got a 1.8 turbo. It's GT 2871R. Full bolt-ons. Not much. Yeah, not
It has
much.
rods, doesn't it? Or pistons?
Oh yeah.
Pistons?
It is a semi-built motor. It does have rods, stock pistons. You don't need them. They
Right,
can
yeah.
hold 700 horsepower.
You're shooting for like what, 300-400?
If I can get 300 wheel horsepower, I think that's going to be a great starting point for drifting. So that's the goal right now. Just no E85 or anything, just 93. But yeah, it does have rods. It's got a ported and polished head, manifold, full exhaust.
All the good
you
stuff.
name it. Yeah. It's got all the bolt-ons. So yeah, plan is hopefully to get it started here shortly. Won't be ready to drive yet. We still got to work on the cooling system, but actually just like cranking, hearing it run, making sure there's no major issues. That's going to be coming very, very soon.
And so to be fair, we've filmed putting the engine in and all that. The video will come out once it's started because it'll make a better video.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot to. It's a very slow progress car. There's not big milestones
It
happening.
doesn't
It's
have the YouTube monies behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
So
it.
it's little by little as I can go, as I have the time. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
it's coming.
like the pressure of like having to get a video out and like like,
True.
That's
We're
like, a
forced
big-
to.
I don't have that pressure.
I know
Exactly,
exactly. So
but
you can like take your time.
yeah, I still
Yeah.
don't want to, but yeah, there's definitely if people can not have to worry as much about my car.
John, would you like to talk about anything? Introduce yourself.
So I'm Boosted John. You guys know
That's
me
your
as
name?
John.
Okay.
Can you explain the
Hat.
hat?
So the Sand Hat. So Pasha and I were just out. We were just filming. We just filmed a really cool like promo for
yeah, Boost Bunker.
So we're working on some. We're not working on it. We already
Very nice.
we made some merch.
What cars
it's
do you
cool.
have? Just a quick rundown. Oh, I should have asked this. It's gonna get way too in depth.
So, my daily is a 2011 BMW 335i, and it's on a Stage 1 MHD tune with a VRSF catless downpipe. It's making like probably 300 wheel horsepower, probably like 300 pound-feet of torque.
How heavy are 335 eyes?
Like
38.
35,
Ooh.
38.
Okay,
They're between 35
that
and
makes
38.
sense.
I
They're-
don't even
I mean,
know.
they're newer cars.
I don't know.
It's a
The
BMW.
coupes might be lighter. I'm not sure, but I'm
Probably
pretty sure.
not
I'm
by
pretty sure
much.
mine is like right around like I've heard between 36 and 3800.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'll be pretty honest about this. Like, I don't really know that much about BMWs. Like, I own that car, but like, I don't. I'm like more into my Honda. So my other car is a '93 Civic EG hatch, and it's got a B18 B1 swap, non-VTEC with an eBay turbo kit, making like 225 wheel.
That one's faster, even though it makes less power.
I don't think it's faster.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I think it
the
is.
Beamer's faster.
I bet you it is.
I think I should take the Beamer to the drag strip.
Okay, I think the Beamer would be faster on the drag strip because it's easier to drive.
I
It
think
probably
around
just
like
feels
around a
faster.
track.
I think it feels faster. Like the Civic is like it's more.
I'm saying like
violent.
highway poles. I feel like the Civic would be faster.
No.
No,
I
that'd
don't
be
know.
interesting.
I don't think so.
I don't
either.
think so. I think the Beamer's faster, which sucks. I like want the Civic to be faster so bad.
That's easy. He needs to get a new map sensor and then just turn up the boost.
New map sensor.
New clutch. What she have?
I need a new wideband now too because I ruined my O2 sensor.
Yeah. Do you think it has something to do with the new exhaust?
Possibly.
Like you might start eating through O2 sensors.
Possibly.
Hopefully.
I'll know real quick
Sure.
when I put in the next one.
I'd be surprised though. Like there's plenty of people that run open dump.
Yeah,
with
and he
O2
has a good
sensors,
like
you know?
foot of.
I think what I need
exhaust.
to
Like if
do-
Cletus isn't frying O2 sensors every week with
We don't
Ruby,
know if he is or if he's not. He doesn't
He's
tell
not.
us,
That's a
but
good
yeah.
point.
I would be surprised if he went. That's fair, but
Yeah,
I don't
but
think he's going.
I
to.
think what might have done. I mean, I've had it for a while, and oil was leaking all over it before when I had like massive.
That will
oil
do
leaks,
it.
So,
That'll
like,
definitely do it.
That could have ruined it.
They also just go bad on the Rally Miata. I had. Do you have an Innovate or do you have?
I have it's a Bosch, so
Okay.
it's from.
Oh, okay, well-
AEM.
So I had some. It was a Bosch, but the actual like gauge was
Yeah,
an Innovate gauge.
Innovate.
That thing ate through O2 sensors. It was terrible.
that's on my shopping list. I need one for mine.
They're kind of expensive.
What I'm thinking.
Same-
though-
I have that to look forward
Wait,
to.
do you know who else needs an O2 sensor? Pasha does. Pasha, want to talk about your car?
Cool cars, yeah. I feel very left out, guys.
You have a cool car.
I have a cool car.
Yeah, talk about the Sonata, man.
Yes. I have a 2010 Hyundai Sonata limited edition. It is automatic and is my daily.
I think that was a joke about talking.
Don't talk about it.
I mean, that's what I drive for every day. like,
Okay, well,
it
talk
runs.
about the one that's right out there.
I am currently building, with the help of my friends, I'm building a 1993 Mazda Miata. It's an NA Miata, but it's a cart. So it's got no body panels. It's got absolutely nothing in there. It's got a 1996 engine. It's a 1.8 liter Miata engine. We're trying to mate it with a 93 harness. I just need the ECU to get the car running. Pretty much everything is in the car.
All the major stuff is.
All the major stuff.
Simple
is
stuff like cooling.
Yeah, we just need the
intake.
intercooler piping. I need
Literally
to
the same
run the
boat.
brakes. But yeah, I mean,
He has to like do custom stuff though. Like,
Yeah.
I guess I
here's
don't.
the
Well, I
ways.
mean, I'll eventually want to do that, but
Sure.
yeah, you definitely.
I need to
less
do a little bit more
bolt-ons.
wiring. I need to do some hydraulic systems for like clutch and brakes and ECU, and that should be pretty good. Driving, running, everything. Yeah, that's that.
Okay, so now everyone knows who everyone is, even though
we want
most
to hear about
people-
your cars that you own.
Yeah, who are you?
This is
Really
my
knows.
pie.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I've got too many cars. It'll take too long. We're already 10 minutes in. We
Which
should
one's
get
your
to it.
favorite?
Which one's my favorite?
Which one's your favorite?
Oh, that's a good one.
So it depends. Which
Molly.
one? My favorite to drive is Molly. That's just the most dialed, nice car I have.
Okay.
The drift truck is. pretty
Which one do you
cool.
love the most?
Molly. That was my first car.
Okay.
That's an easy question.
Okay. I was
What's your
hoping
favorite color?
Okay, guys.
It's blue because Molly is blue.
Sure.
Smurf.
Smurf blue, yeah.
Actually,
Mariner
Mariner blue.
Mariner blue.
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was actually Smurf blue.
No.
Mariner.
No.
Marinara?
Marinara.
You like pasta?
Marinara blue.
Italiano?
You go down to the Marina. You get your broats. You go out on the broat. Go fishing at the Marina.
Mariner is
At
like
the
a
Marina.
boat thing, right?
Oh,
No.
No.
You're thinking
It
of
is.
Marina,
Oh,
Marina.
which is where they
Marina.
The
park
Marina. No,
boats.
you're
Okay,
talking about the
well-
Marina.
Okay, moving on. Moving on. Let's go.
So I want to talk about some stuff in the automotive world, or just it doesn't have to be automotive world, but for now
I'm leaving.
got
I
some
don't know
things.
more automotive world.
So
Shout out Dr. Stephen Brule.
You can talk about how great diesels are.
I want to talk about the Mustang Mach-E.
Oh,
Do you guys?
I
wait,
watched
let
the
me-
video. I watched
let me
that
talk
dude's,
about it first.
dude's video.
Right. Okay.
That
So
Stephen Blue's video.
so Ford came out with a new Mustang, Ford Mustang, right? Except it's not really a Mustang.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
a
got
crossover,
it's got
right?
4 doors.
It's like not really an
It's an
SUV.
SUV and it's all electric.
I feel
but
like it's more of a crossover
it-
size.
It's a
it is.
crossover.
It
It's
is.
a crossover.
I have
Yeah,
a
yeah,
meme.
yeah,
I have a
Wait,
meme.
let me.
Okay, no,
let me
that's
just
fine.
intro the car so
Go
people
for
know
it.
what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's got the Ford Mustang name, but it's not
It's
a
an EV.
Mustang. It's a
Piece of
4-door
poo.
SUV EV. It comes in a couple different. So it comes 2-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive version, like the normal one, makes I think like 300 horsepower.
Yeah,
0 to 60 in like 7 seconds.
Oh,
Oh, no, it was like
no, five
it was
and a
like
half.
6.
I think it was like 5.5.
Yeah.
And then there's the premium and then the GT.
Yeah, so the GT has, I think it was 600, no, it was like 500 horsepower and like 600 pound-feet of torque.
And
does
it's like 0 to 60 in 3.
Three,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Base model is 230 miles. The premium has 300, and then the GT goes back down to 230.
Yeah,
got
something
more
like
power.
that.
Because it's fast.
Yeah, it's
All right,
So-
have you guys ever been in a fast SUV? I'm
I've-
talking like a Jeep SRT8, like anything of that kind.
They're
Yeah.
crazy.
Have you guys been in those?
I've been in
not.
Evan Shanks' Porsche Cayman or Turbo West,
Right,
whatever
so
it
they're
was. It's
fast,
fun.
but it's so different than like being close to the ground
Yeah,
and like
it is
a low
weird.
aggressive. Like it's not exciting fast to me at least. I don't know. Like when I
yeah, I can
when
see
I was
that.
in an SRT8, I was.
Have
just
you
like,
ever
eh.
been in an EV though?
No. Yes.
So
I've been in a Tesla Model S P100D.
Well,
and
How,
like,
how
and
was
they
that? Was that
floor-
pretty
did they
crazy?
floor it?
He didn't go fast because it was snowing, and I was like, frick.
Yeah. See, like
I've never
that
been in an electric
instant
vehicle.
torque.
I know,
Like
yeah.
the performance.
actually
The
have
performance
Oh.
Prius.
model.
Sure, I've ridden on one.
Nice, dude.
The performance model. The performance model Model 3.
Still has like
does-
0 to 60 in like 5 or 4, right? It's pretty fast.
It's quarter mile
5.9
time is like
actually.
low 11, high 10.
Oh.
Embarrassing for us. The project cars, we spend a bunch of money on. They do like 14s, 13s.
Yeah.
It's gonna be insane off the line. Like absolutely.
so
have you ever gone and been in a car that does 0 to 60 in three seconds,
No,
3.5 seconds?
I haven't. Actually, it's not true. I
yeah.
have.
No, not
Yeah,
3.
even.
I've been in one that does it probably
I've been in a Ford GT and
Like an older one?
Yeah,
Ooh, that's
not
cool.
the new one, but I've been in a couple.
That's a good
older
segue.
Ford GTs.
Well, okay, I
and
want to
those-
finish
Oh,
talking
I know.
about this first.
Well, yeah, but like it's insane. It's insane,
Right.
like how fast those things
So
are. Like, I don't think it's gonna be a boring car by any means.
I think so. A lot of people were complaining about the way it looks. Have you guys seen it?
I
saw
don't
it,
mind.
yeah.
I don't like.
I
Like,
agree.
like,
I
for
think
being
it's
a,
decent. I think it
like,
looks
for
pretty
being a
decent.
crossover and having to like have like a certain like amount of appeal. Like I don't. It looks fine.
I
Like,
think
they're not trying to make it look
Looks-
like a Mustang.
Looks wise, Ford Edge ST or
The Mustang.
Mach-E?
The Adjust T does
Mach-E.
look really nice.
I think the
Doesn't
Mach-E
it?
looks better.
Really?
Adjust T looks cool. Too.
I'm like
Okay,
pretty,
the
I'm pretty heavily
problem
biased for
with the
Adjust
new
T.
one is they have it like all the wheels like look really small.
Yeah, the wheels.
Like
on the Mach-E.
Yeah, like
Well,
if,
I mean,
if
that's
they
not
put a
much
nice
to
big
me.
set of wheels on those,
Uh-huh.
like I think it'll make that car entirely.
The
just
range will
way
be
nicer
more
looking.
too. I think the bigger the wheels are.
Not
No, I mean, but you could just do a
Maybe.
bigger wheel with a thinner tire and keep the
Well,
same
yeah, I see what you're
circumference.
saying. Yeah, it's
but like, I personally think that just having like bigger wheels, like once like those cars come out and people start touching them, they're really nice.
So, after looking at like comments and stuff, the thing that people are complaining out the most is it having the Mustang name,
But
which
it
I
doesn't
literally
really
don't
have
care.
the Mustang.
it does.
It?
It's
It's
got
called the
Mustang
Mustang.
badges.
Yeah,
It
it's
is a Mustang.
I don't care.
I think that's weird.
I literally.
So,
don't, like,
I
care
agree,
less.
but like at the same time, I don't
I think
care.
they could have named it just like the Mach-E. Like,
Yeah,
why is
that's
it
what
I
the
think,
the
too.
Ford Mach-E?
So
Or something else.
So Doug DeMiro answered this question
Oh, did he?
specifically,
Okay.
and
Did he review it?
he didn't review it, but like he
Yeah.
he
Oh,
gave
was
like
he-
his
okay.
he gave his opinion on his second channel,
I see.
and he said the reason that he personally thinks that they're using the Mustang name is to directly compete with Tesla. Because like when you think of an electric car, you automatically think of Tesla. So like,
so,
so they
they're
just
trying to
can't-
make it look like more fast and aggressive.
well, no,
kind of thing?
not like that. But like when you think like Mustang, like you're automatically
Fast.
drawn to
Ford
fast
is.
Ford.
Okay, so what I said.
Americana.
Yeah, I was
well,
gonna
no,
say.
yeah, well, maybe not directly fast, but they're using the Mustang name
As, like, a
to
brand.
compete. Yeah, as like an
Okay.
icon, just like Tesla is an icon.
It's like they
in-
didn't want to bring
electric.
the Ford as a whole, but just
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
Well,
Mustang as a
who's
part of
gonna
it.
care if Ford calls it like the Ford, just like name that we've never heard of.
I guess it's a marketing thing. More
It is a
like-
marketing thing.
That's
Yeah. Like,
exactly
oh,
what it is. So like,
Mustang,
in
wow,
that, in
new
that,
car
in that
for
respect,
Mustang.
I think it makes sense.
All right, what
That, like,
happens when they offer the traditional S550 in an electric variant?
That'd be cool.
You think so?
I think it'd be really cool.
Are people gonna get pissed?
People
Well,
are
so
gonna get pissed
that's
no
why-
matter
yeah,
what.
people are pissed
gonna
at
get
this.
pissed no matter what.
I could care less about this. It's an SUV. It's called the Mustang. Who cares? But it's like if you take an S550, if you take an S550
I was just
and make
like,
it electric,
that's a lot of weight on it.
I think people would be mad if you took like an S550 and made it electric.
One company did like
It's
an
gonna-
aftermarket
that's-
version.
that'll eventually
Or maybe
be
I think
that way.
Ford
I
did
know
it.
it will
It'll
eventually,
be,
but as soon
it'll be
as
like
it
all Mustangs
does,
will be electric.
In
dude,
the
it's
next
gonna be
10
like
years,
bad.
like 90% of the cars are going to be electric.
I think by
Yeah,
like,
not
I think
10,
by
not 10.
2029,
10,
Volkswagen wants to have released 15 all EV vehicles.
They got
I think
ways to
that they
go.
I will
said
tell
they
you,
want
10
it to
years,
be
most of the cars are going to be
solely
electric. Promise.
EV.
Eventually,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah.
This is a good segue. Do you guys like what do you think about all the like cars going EV? Like, does that make you sad? Or does that make you excited?
I don't care, but I hope to always own at least one internal combustion engine.
It will be like really weird to think that like when we're like 50, like there's gonna be
Don't-
like
yeah,
like
it's
like
gonna be
our
cool.
like modifications in here is us just like everything's gonna be plugging in something.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna up the voltage here.
but like seriously, like
Dude,
I really hope that someday like we have the means to actually like get a project electric car and like do something crazy with it. Like I think that's gonna be
I agree.
a very interesting project. But
I
like
agree.
but like that's like
The technology moves so fast.
but like, yeah, but like in 15
15
years, like you know how many options we're gonna have
True.
of different electric vehicles to
That's gonna be
modify,
dope.
and all of them, what we're gonna do is we're gonna plug them in and turn the voltage up.
Well, it would be sick to do like a.
Oh, my
a
engine blew
retrofit.
up. Just
Well,
change the motor.
There's no bolt-ons, there's no like other than like
Yeah.
aesthetic and stuff.
I think it's
I
like
think there's like
gearing
I think there's like a
and
speed
electric
controller
and all sorts
too,
of
which like
stuff.
controls like the rate that the motor accelerates. Because
Yeah.
like full throttle, if you just like mat it with
It's
no
just gonna
speed
send
controller,
it.
it's like 100% torque instantly.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So like there has to be something like control.
Well,
the
yeah, I
torque
know, but
output.
like that, like it's like you're not gonna unscrew that and put a new one in. You're just gonna program it.
It's a hacking
Yeah.
kind of thing,
Yeah.
in a way, yeah.
Like our videos are gonna just be like 10 minutes of like a computer screen of like the Matrix.
I think
and
it's
it'll
a
be like,
little
shit,
bit
we can
more-
go like 2 seconds faster in the quarter now.
I think it's a little more in
Yeah.
depth than that, but yeah, it is simple.
It's kind of scary, I don't know. It's
There's still
weird.
cooling. There's still batteries and like
suspension,
voltage and
wheels,
amperage.
tires,
Yeah.
like
all sorts of
brakes,
stuff,
everything's
yeah.
still there. Yeah.
That's
Dude,
boring, though.
regenerative braking though,
It's pretty cool.
that's sick. I think that's.
I really want to drive an electric car.
Just go
Yeah.
test
I really
drive
want
one.
an electric car.
Go
as a
test
daily.
drive one.
I want like a Model 3.
Hey, once I
performance
win
so
$1 million,
bad.
I got you.
There's like Chevy Volts too. and,
I got
like,
you.
Chevy Volts aren't terrible.
Model 3s look.
They're pretty
Good
nice.
too,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're good.
So I want to give credit to some people. A lot of people were asking about the Mach-E. So people on Patreon, thank you who asked that. And Timothy asked if we would ever think about doing EV hot rodding. So that's yeah.
What's
so
the
you're
last
saying
one?
I
like,
think
take,
yes.
take
Absolutely.
an EV motor.
Once we
put
have the
it
means of
into-
doing it,
Something
Take
else.
an electric motor and put it into like something.
Like a Miata or something.
that would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
sick too.
It's
that
been
would be
done.
sick.
It's been
Oh, yeah,
done.
no,
like,
it's been
I've done
done.
it so
Like,
many
people
times
do it.
It
already.
is, though, yeah, but
But
what
how
would
many
be
times?
cooler?
One
Like,
guy.
how-
Wait.
Okay,
Okay, yeah,
One
go
try
guy-
to talk one at one. Try not
Yeah.
to
I'm
talk
sorry.
at once.
One guy in Canada, I think, he put I don't know what engine he put in it. Like it's an electric motor. He capped the transmission, so he was
Yeah.
able to like shift. It's not like he was actually shifting each gear. It's so crazy.
That's crazy.
But their range is like super stupid. But go for it.
So there's a Miata electric car, and they kept the 5-speed trans. It's just using like a forklift motor, so it's not anything like crazy fast.
yeah.
He was having issues blowing transmissions, not because of the power, but because the electric motor revs to like 15,000 RPMs.
That
and
makes
just
sense.
the gearing
Yeah.
couldn't handle it. Just an interesting little fact. But yeah, I really want to drive an electric vehicle. I want to drive an electric vehicle with a normal like manual transmission.
That
That
I
sounds
don't
so
think that's
cool.
gonna. They don't make those kind of. Like,
There-
they're not
the
going
reason,
to.
yeah,
they don't
it doesn't
need
need
them.
it doesn't need
You don't-
them,
yeah,
but it would
Because
be
you can
interesting.
go to 30,000 RPM or
Yeah.
whatever on a single gear, and good for
That's
us.
crazy.
You know?
But the
me.
new Porsche Taycan has 2 gears. It's a 2-speed.
Okay.
I
well,
think.
Dude, that's so cool how
I'm
it's
excited for that
happening,
car.
because like I didn't know this until I drove this car in like Forza Horizon 4, but like the first gen Corvette, so like a 2-speed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that's cool. Like that's happening now with electric cars.
I had it for
Well,
car.
It's just
I
the
don't know, that's
evolution.
just
Like,
cool.
like,
Like,
the
it's an
that's when
el-
sports
it's-
cars
yeah.
and transmissions were so like,
basic.
yeah, so basic and just like so just like
It's just
All
I don't,
cars.
I don't know
yeah,
why
and
it
now
was
like
that
electric
cool, but
vehicles are
it's
here,
just
so
cool.
like now we're gonna have the progression.
Like we're gonna see electric cars evolve over the years. Like we're seeing the first gen electric.
Yeah, it is really
cars.
cool.
it almost-
We're in like
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
like, we're
that's a good
seeing like
point.
the first things.
We're
that are
gonna
happening with
be
electric cars.
the ones to witness the 90s for like, or like not the 90s, like
60s
the
and
60s and
70s.
70s
birth
of like
of the-
real
of,
cars
like,
for
yeah.
these cars.
Of like performance.
And
cars
those cars were,
but
like,
this is,
super
electric.
cool.
I'm
back in the
sad,
day,
like,
so these cars would be
I
super
wish
sick.
that like we were like how we were now, but like in like the late '90s and 2000s, where like engine tuning started getting really serious. And,
That's
like,
true. That's a recent thing, too.
Like all the
Tuning,
technology,
like,
modifying cars
just
in
like,
general.
Like
just
I feel like
successfully.
right now like we are at like the pinnacle of technology for most combustion engines. I mean like the slipper clutch
Yeah.
just came out, but like
What is that?
Is that a recent thing?
it's pretty recent, but like that's like other than like
Oh, you're
not like a dual clutch transmission, but like minus like twin disc and triple disc clutches, like this slipper clutch is like the first like big innovation.
What does
like,
that mean? Is that just like a clutch?
What is
It's
it?
so it's a
Yeah.
slipper. Just watch Cletus's video.
Yeah.
It's like a
basically,
clutch.
Basically, the clutch intentionally slips until a certain point, and there's weights around it. So the faster that the clutch spins, the harder that it grips. So at
So the
lower
actual
RPM,
pressure
like-
plate
I
is
see.
pretty light, so it slips. But as soon as the RPMs get up, the centrifugal force clamps down.
it clamps the whole thing.
So like
you can hold
it's
way
for
more
drag
power.
racing, so you can just dump the clutch. It will slip a consistent amount every
So that you
single
get a good
time.
launch.
Yeah, so you
And
can
you
get
can
a good
tune
launch.
the weights
Yeah.
to.
Oh, is
And
that
then-
like
That's
when
so
the car
sick,
sounds at the
actually.
same RPMs?
No.
Is it the
That's
same
just a-
thing?
It's
That's
just
a
like
torque
the higher
converter.
the RPMs go, the more the force is being applied on the clutch, essentially.
I
Because
see.
the
Exactly.
weights and the centrifugal force.
Yeah, so you
That's
can use a
sick.
single disc clutch.
That's so sick.
Yeah, but
Damn.
that's like that's one of the first I think like massive innovations between, turbos, engines, transmissions, kind of thing.
Even turbo technology is a
Oh
pretty
yeah,
recent
the
thing.
electric turbo now. We talked about.
Oh,
it.
yeah,
just-
yeah. I'm
we talked about it.
Garrett has one coming out soon.
An electric turbo.
Yeah.
They actually work too. That's
They
pretty
work.
cool. Watch
Well,
Cletus's
like an
video
electric
yet
assisted
again.
turbo.
Dude.
Well, no, they have that one, but like it's like an electric assisted turbo. So like there's a motor that'll spin it
Oh, okay.
until a point. Yeah,
Oh.
Garrett's been throwing us bones about it for a while. and,
Damn.
like,
So that
now,
so
it's
it
a
like
very-
so it's to eliminate lag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the electric motor would like turn off after you get into boost.
Pretty much,
But
Like,
there are also only electric turbos. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
damn.
Cletus did a video on this only electric turbo he put on a Cobalt, right?
Yeah, 2.2.
It made 5 psi of boost, so like it actually worked. And literally, you push a button, and just bang, 5 psi of boost. It's like kind of like nitrous almost, except with boost
Do you have
pressure.
to like turn it off when you're done?
Just
yeah.
an on and off one. Yeah.
But yeah, it
So
was
it's
pretty
like,
cool.
It's literally like night. You could like put the button on your steering wheel. And
Yeah.
Boost. Oh,
I
that's
want to
so
do it to
cool.
like a D series Honda. Like I think that'd be so fun.
That would be cool.
It's like man,
Yeah.
like it was only like 30 horsepower gain or like 20 or 30. Nothing
yeah.
crazy,
Still,
but it would be
still.
fun.
Yeah.
But I'm
You
sure
just-
you can tune it too.
And it blew the
like,
tires
I'm
off
sure-
because like all the torque down
Yeah.
low.
Dude, and like if you did like a VTEC D series too and everything.
Or if you did like 2 of them, you could totally do 2 of them.
2 electric turbos.
Twin
One
electric
fitting-
turbo
fitting the
Hondas.
other? Or?
So $5,000 on two
Yeah,
electric
so the problem-
turbos.
They're
What else
expensive.
could you do with $5,000
Yeah.
to a
I mean,
car?
legit
you know?
turbos
Fully
are
built
expensive
motor,
anyway.
turbo making
You know,
400 real
yeah,
horsepower.
yeah. To gain 60 horsepower.
It would be cool if I had a bunch of money. One of those things I would do.
But you do. You're a YouTuber.
Yeah.
That's not how it works,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
There's definitely questions there. How much
Well,
you
so
make
how
of
much
this?
money?
Don't answer.
What is your salary? One of the questions was if I have a full-time job. But see, those are like Q&A questions. I want discussion questions.
Ford
I'm-
versus Ferrari.
No,
Okay.
I
No,
haven't
no.
seen it. Have you seen
I
it?
haven't seen it.
I haven't
Okay, we
seen
probably
it.
can
Can't
discuss
talk
it.
Have
about
you seen it? Is it good?
It's the best movie I've ever seen in
He
my
cried.
whole life. I
He said he
cried 4
cried.
times.
I wouldn't say it's the best movie ever, but it's a very good movie.
Oh, you've seen it
Were there
too?
any parts that
Yeah,
you
he
didn't
saw it
like
with his
in that
dad and
movie?
Audrey, and
And it,
Oh.
no
No.
spoilers.
Thanks for the
There was
intro.
only one part
Guy.
that
I
I
know,
didn't
right?
It
like.
was just from my dad and me.
There was only
Guys.
one part that I didn't like. It's just like a really cheesy part. And it's not a spoiler.
There were
It's
some
not,
cheesy
it's not
parts.
significant
There were
at
some
all.
unrealistic things, I feel.
Bro,
like,
it's
too. I'm not
history.
sure
Like,
if I
you can't
remember.
spoil it. I
Well,
can just
it's
look
just
it
like
up.
a
True.
scene in the movie. All right, you know when the driver takes his son for a ride and down the airstrip and they just park and like watch the dark lights and everything and he's like giving a speech and I'm like, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
Get out of this scene. Like, stop.
Oh, dude, the end.
But other than that-
I'm gonna shut up.
Oh god, dude.
I
You
can
guys
see why
want to
you
go see it
cried.
right now? I'll watch it again. I swear to God.
I haven't seen the Joker still.
Oof, I don't really want to see
Oh,
that.
dude, I don't
What?
know. Dude, let's go see it.
Why don't
I'll
you want
watch
to see
it
the
again.
Joker?
The Joker?
No. Ford versus Ferrari. I'll watch it again right now, I swear.
I would too.
All right, the podcast is over. Thanks for tuning in.
No, the
We got
podcast,
some
sorry.
the
big
podcast will
plans
just end up
forgot.
being like us just like watching the movie and then-
reaction too. Like, could
Caleb,
totally
you
do
actually
that.
might get more people on your podcast if we just like
Review
illegally
stuff.
if we just like illegally shoot the Joker.
I just have it playing in the
That's our
background.
podcast. Yeah, no. We'll
Stream
we'll
it
send
in the
out.
reflection of our glasses.
Wait, yeah,
dude.
yeah.
There you go.
Do you guys see what that was?
Yeah, KSI and Logan Paul.
The live, so the KSI versus Logan Paul fight, the round 2. Someone was live streaming on YouTube the fight.
Their
But
face.
it would get taken down if they showed it. So literally, the live stream was the reflection of the glasses.
The
you
guy
see it
said,
well?
and
No, you couldn't see it well. You could see in the
okay.
comments, like everyone's like, "Stop moving, dude! I can't see it. Stop moving!" Because the guy's like kind of moving around. Hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Should we talk about that? Logan Paul? No, anyone?
No.
No.
I don't know.
I have nothing to say.
Go KSI! Woo! No one likes Logan
I don't
Paul.
know. No, I don't know. I don't like.
Oh, Pasha's pulling up a picture.
wait, I gotta. Oh, what the hell?
Oh, it's
Okay.
Modern Warfare.
No.
Modern Warfare.
We got that in the
No,
living
no,
room.
No, the new one.
Oh, I didn't play it. I can't
I
talk
haven't
about
either.
it.
It's pretty good.
Is it?
Have you
Have you
played
played
it?
it?
Yeah, Billy has it, so I played in
Oh.
Virginia. It's
Pretty good.
it's really good.
Dude, the thing-
I don't have much to say about it just because like I'm not super into
guy just said,
gaming,
like,
but
Yeah.
like of playing almost every
hilarious.
single
You've seen it,
Call
right?
of Duty, like it is fantastic. Wow, that
Yeah,
is
it's
terrible.
bad.
That is
It's
really
hard to
terrible
see.
quality.
Dude, I'm just mad that they put loot boxes in that game. Like, there are, like, guns that you cannot get except for in loot boxes.
Dang,
like,
guys,
you have to pay and
Gingium
gamble
posted
to
a new
get
video,
those
man.
guns.
Oh, that's annoying.
No.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Spamming.
That's why I won't buy it.
Those-
I would buy it.
OG games like Modern Warfare 2, like
so good.
yeah, there's something about it. You just can't ever get it to be that good. I think it's because it's
Sorry.
nostalgic for us.
Sorry, boys.
Well, and, like, everything in the
Probably,
game, you,
yeah.
like,
I just suck. I can't.
you, like, work for. You know, you don't have to, like, pay. You can't, like, pay money and get the AK-47.
You don't. You
have to,
don't have to
work your
get
way up
killed
to
by
it.
a guy who paid to have the best gun in the
It's
game.
not. It's not like
Exactly,
pay to
that
win.
too.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't
like
think.
how
I don't
everyone
think.
plays.
I don't think Modern Warfare is pay to win. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not pay to win.
it's not pay to win. No, like the new one. It's not pay to win,
Oh,
but you can get like new skins and
No,
stuff.
there's guns that you can get.
Oh, really?
From what I've heard, I'll look it up right now, or I'll look it up maybe later. I don't want to like spread
Yeah.
misinformation on the
On the interwebs.
podcast, but I'm curious. It's annoying.
Any more questions? What's going on? What's up?
I mean, I could start reading off questions, but like I said, they're kind
Q&A. Woo!
of
No,
exactly.
just kidding.
Modern
Oh.
Warfare abandons loot boxes altogether in favor of battle passes. October
Oh.
18th, 2019.
So you
So you
pay
still
for
have to pay.
battle pass to get
Same
like quests
thing,
and
bro.
stuff.
Same thing.
It's like it's any like battle royale game.
oh my
like
god,
that's what they
so
make money on now.
annoying, bro. I'm probably.
That's
gonna
all they
buy
care
it.
about is
I'm
the
probably
money.
still gonna buy it.
All right, I have something cool.
Need for
Maybe
Speed Heat is a good game.
this might come up with some
I
good
like it.
stories. First of all, I wanna give Red Squirrel a shout out because I only shouted out this other dude for the EV build question, and I just saw someone else ask that too. So sorry. Anyway,
Thanks,
and-
Red Squirrel.
yeah.
Red Squirrel?
Did you say Fred Squirrel?
Red Squirrel.
Red
Okay.
Squirrel.
Yeah. He's
Shout
got
out
a
to
really
Red Squirrel.
dope
More
beard.
like Rad Squirrel.
Rad
Rad
Squirrel,
Squirrel.
dude.
So Andrew Becker, what's the most difficult car / thing you've worked on to date? So tell a story about some nightmare of installing something. I have a great
Everything
story.
I've ever done on my BMW.
Really?
Yeah, literally. Like
BMW
water
suck?
pump, thermostat,
I can't-
oil
oh,
filter
yes, I
housing
know.
gasket, oil filter housing gasket, oil cooler gasket, coolant hose to the cylinder head. Dude, everything has been brutal.
Is
on
it
that
mostly
whole
just
car.
like everything's so tight in there? Okay.
Yep.
There's maintenance on my BMW that I'm intentionally waiting on doing.
What?
Until it completely breaks.
So I have an
So you
oil
need to
leak
do
off
it.
one of my drain lines on the turbo.
Mm-hmm.
Book time is 14 hours to do to
Jesus,
replace
dude.
literally just
And that's-
just like a leaking drain.
That's
on
like
the
a
turbo.
perfect.
And
job.
normally what, like 80 it's like $80 an hour, right? They charge usually?
Dang.
I'm pretty sure.
If
So
you go to
like,
the dealership, it's 140.
that's like a $1,500 repair for an oil line.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like
like,
every
there,
job.
there's definitely things that are like that where I'm like, okay, this is, like it's not worth doing.
Oil
in my
pan
opinion.
gasket is.
You've done that?
No,
Oh,
but I'm
okay.
gonna have to. I think at some point, 8-hour job, by book time, which like
Probably like-
realistically
For us
it'd
is,
probably
like,
be like
yeah.
12 hours, 2 days.
Or
or
let's
weekend.
go around the room. Who wants to start with the story? You just told you.
I just told like.
I
3.
kind of have a few things. Well, the first one is on my daily. It was a few times getting off the oil filter.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea how it gets stuck in it. Like, I install it properly. I put oil on it and everything. It just does not want to come off. Like, it just doesn't.
I can
Do you-
attest
do you
that
use a
happens.
wrench? Do you use a
I-
oil filter wrench?
No, like
take it
Well,
off?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have
Like
one.
just like the like the round
Yeah,
one. that,
we don't
like,
have
you pull-
one.
We didn't have one. And
I
like,
have 2. I'm gonna leave one here.
Well, the
Dope.
me is right
Okay.
size, but
The second
You just
thing.
like stick like
oh,
a
the
towel.
adjustable one.
Yeah,
So
no.
I know what you're talking
Alright.
about. Those ones don't always work.
Yeah, the second thing when I was redoing the seals on the Miata cart engine, the front, was it the crank?
Oh yeah.
The crank
Oh.
seal?
I have a nightmare story about that too. But
Oh man, that took me like 4 hours to get that one tiny seal off, and like you can't scratch the machine surface.
yeah.
And it was hard.
I
hope
think-
it doesn't leak. That's all.
I don't know. You guys can let me know. I think so. I want there to be something about this podcast that like is reoccurring. So what if at the end of every episode I have the guest tell like a horror like a story? I think some of these
A
stories
horror
are
story.
no like a story about like some terrible thing that they
Yeah.
had to work on. Would you guys be interested in hearing that from everyone?
I have plenty of Volkswagens. Like,
Right,
I got-
exactly.
I
I've got
fucking
plenty of
stories. I got
stories.
stories for days, dude.
Exactly. Okay, we'll do that. Anyway, so my first story, I'm only going to tell one because I'll tell another one in a different episode. So lifting the rally Miata with the first lift kit, which was with the spacer. So this is when I'm working in my mom's garage, right? We just have hand tools, no jack, or we have a jack, obviously, jack stands, but no lift or anything. So pulling everything apart wasn't too bad. The front passenger side, the bottom bolt, the bushing broke. So like you would spin the bolt and it would just spin the bushing.
That's
So we had to cut the bolt on both the sides.
And drill through the bushing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
dude,
that
I've
for
had
the
I've had to do
suspension?
that.
That's kind of what happened to yours.
I've had to do
Yeah,
that before
yeah.
too. It's so bad.
Then in the back, so the trunk was super muddy. Turns out the Rally Miata has, at some point in its life, been in, I think, underwater. Like I think it was a flood car. Because when we were cutting into the quarter panels, there was mud in between each of the layers. But anyway, the trunk was really muddy, and both the top studs for the stock struts snapped. So I've destroyed 3 of the stock struts, which I need to reuse at this point. So
What'd you end up doing?
I went to the local Miata junkyard. Don't ever do this. They charged me, I think, $100 for like a used shock. So I paid like $300.
What?
Yeah, stupid idea. I don't know why I did that. But anyway,
I mean, what else would you do? Like,
Buy 'em new.
Ones.
Yeah.
for the
That's
same
fair.
price.
I bought the Forester ones for $400. Brand new springs, brand new everything.
Jesus.
We go to put everything back in. The problem is that just the control arms, the entire strut package is so much taller that trying to fit it in there, we had to just like force it in there. It was the biggest pain in the butt.
The spring?
We ended up having to unbolt all the control arms, bolt the top of the strut to the top, bolt the bottom of the strut to the control arm, and then jack up the control arm and hammer it in. Like we couldn't just push the control arm down and slide the strut in.
Dang.
It was a nightmare. It ended up taking us 3 full days in my mom's garage. and it just sucked.
Dang.
Yeah.
I think I watched one of the videos.
The video didn't make it seem like it was that miserable, but it was really bad. Like, we were, trying to jam this strut in there for at least a couple hours. Like, well, I want to do it, and then eventually we gave up and we undid everything. Once we put everything back together, we lower it on the ground. The front wheels are like
I remember
super
that.
positive.
I remember that.
I remember I had only gotten 2 of my off-road tires, so I had my 2 stock 23-inch diameter tires in front, and then 2 28-inch off-road tires in the back, and it was driving like this.
What up?
Hey!
Oh, hello. We're doing a podcast,
man.
you interrupters. Why are they here?
What just happened?
No
What was
idea.
that?
She needs my key for the. She has to grab my iPass.
Oh, so this is you're the reason why they're
I don't
here?
know why she's here, but.
I had to get her from Healer so she doesn't die.
How's
What?
the new car?
Great. My
Don't talk about it.
We're not talking about, but how
I mean,
is
you can
it?
talk about it, just don't say what it is.
My ass is warm.
It's got heated seats.
Do you like your seats,
I
or
like
do you
seats,
still not? You don't like the
I
seats
don't
still?
like the seats,
Oh
but I
my
like
God.
everything else about it.
It's a good car.
It's fair. Nice.
It's got
undershirt.
ugly wheels for now.
Yes, it's yours.
I know.
Didn't match with your seat. Your
Hi.
If you end up just like buying seats outright,
seats.
I totally
That's what I
want to
meant
see
to
what the
say. I
class
said
would look like
sheets,
in
and
the
then I said
audience.
seats, and then
If it
I
would look
said-
cool or not.
Yeah. Okay.
Jared, do you want to tell a story and then we can be done, or do you want to skip?
Yeah, let's. I don't have very many like horror stories. Usually, like if I can tell pretty quick if I'm about to get into something over my head.
I'm getting better at like telling when something's gonna suck.
I know half of your horror stories are gonna probably be about the Previa and overtime.
There's a couple about that. There's a couple about Audrey's car. There's a couple about some oil things, and
Yeah.
I've got a lot of stories.
I wouldn't say this is like a horror story of just like one time working on the car, but one of my biggest horror stories of a car in general was my second Volkswagen. It was a Mark IV 337 1.8T, and I went through like 3 or 4 alternators in a matter of a month and a half.
How?
What?
Was it?
I was having so the alternator had a built-in regulator. What I later found out was
This
so
is bringing me
the
flashbacks
line-
to the Previa.
the line going from the alternator to the battery there was like a portion of the wire where heat had gotten to it and it burned all the way through, so there's just like so much resistance in that line that it was frying the voltage regulator. Then the alternator would
see.
overcharge my battery. It would fry the battery, and then the alternator would eventually fry.
So you have to get new batteries too?
Yeah. So I also went through 4 batteries.
That sounds so expensive.
Luckily, both of them I had under warranty.
Okay.
Thank
I've
God.
got a story
So,
for the Previa of that too.
Next time.
Yep.
But I got so good at doing that alternator. But like the last couple times, like I could swap that alternator start to finish in less than a half hour. and this is when it's like.
It's like me and
Like,
Slate
this
Cylinder.
You're the bus.
This is
too,
like
with
super
the
early
multi-minute
spring, just
starter.
like in my driveway with like the most limited amount of tools ever. Like the only tools I had were like the exact ones that
A rock.
I needed.
You're
I
Just
have this
more or
wrench.
less though.
Like, that's it.
Like luckily the alternator was in like a fairly easy spot where I just had to disconnect like the throttle body and the boost hose, and it was right there. But that was like one of the things where like once a week pretty much I was getting
Charge lights.
taking that thing apart.
That must have gotten so
having,
frustrating.
Just having floodlights like in my driveway, pitch black out, changing this thing like right before I have to go to work the next morning.
I've totally done certain things like that, super late at night before I had to like an important day, and you just walk in a car at like 3 a.m. and you have to wake up at 6, and you're like, ah.
I'm not sure if
I've
I've
done
always
it
wanted
with
to
a
like
friend.
have to like meet a deadline because I feel like that would motivate me and I would work really hard.
I mean, with the drift events, you kind of had to with a truck and
Yeah,
or
but
like with a still.
it was
say,
never
yo,
to the
all your
point.
cars were broken down.
that's true. That was kind of fun.
All of them.
The only
those are all simple
deadlines
fixes.
other than like that, the only other deadlines I've had was like. Because at one point, obviously, I didn't have access to a shop where I could just leave a car. Is like
one long
at Jason's house. Like I would need to have like whatever I was doing on my car like done by the end of the night. So when I did my air suspension on the TT,
Audi,
I had to just bust that out in one day. Like I couldn't just leave that.
That's
overnight.
crazy.
So,
There must have been like there's so many like checklist things on that. I'd assume like so many little things you have to do. Struts, wiring, tank.
So I
don't
was
know.
smart and I did a big port. Like I had that car like almost all of the like airlines and all the electronics like I did beforehand, and it was just sitting in the car. So like a lot of the stuff like I could just plug right in. So like that like full day was mainly doing like the struts where you have to drill out the top hats and everything, and then in the back you have to drill up into it and run the line literally like through the car like straight into the bag. So like that was the stuff that took the longest. But
I don't know. They're laughing in the background. I think that's a good stopping point. 40 minutes. Does anyone want to say anything? Shout out anything?
For 40 minutes.
I know. Doesn't feel like 40 minutes.
boost bunker.
This is good though, because like I have a bunch of things I want to talk about, like a bunch of stories.
Wait,
Make sure you write it
that
down.
will keep.
We
They'll
gotta
keep.
write everything down.
Is this going
We
on
gotta get
YouTube too
checklists.
eventually or no?
This one episode will, but from now on, no. It'll
Do
just
you
be
have
each one.
a plan on like how often you want to do these? Like
It'll
once
be-
a week,
yeah,
once a
it's
month.
like
Once every couple of weeks, I think we should do that. Once every 2 weeks would be really good.
We'll do it whenever we get to it. It'll be pretty unregular, but it'll be fun.
Whenever the boys are back in town.
Yeah, pretty much. John lives an hour
Boys
away.
town.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Check everyone out. And
Check me out, yo. Look at this hoodie, yo.
check out their channels or Instagrams.
Link in description.
And I'll
Down
see
below.
you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.